Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be exploring Alexandra Elle's book, After the Rain.
Yeah, it's a really powerful one.
It is. And for this deep dive, we've looked at a few things. A book overview, a summary from books one, chapter details, and some key quotes from Elle herself.
And for you, the learner,
Mhm.
listening in, you value getting knowledge quickly but also thoroughly, right? So our mission here is to pull out the core wisdom from After the Rain.
Exactly. Distilling those insights on self-care, healing, personal growth.
hmm Giving you the key messages and practical takeaways without you having to read the whole thing right now. We'll look at how she uses her own story, really, to guide readers through life's, well, challenges.
Okay, so that title, After the Rain, let's unpack that a bit. It immediately suggests weathering storms, doesn't it?
It really does. Elle uses rain as this central metaphor for difficulties, for the tough stuff we all face.
But it's not just about getting through it. It's like seeing those hard times as the very things that lead to growth
Mm.
and renewal.
And what strikes me early on is how she talks about embracing imperfections. It's quite countercultural, really.
Right. Healing isn't this smooth, perfect line upwards.
No, she frames it as, navigating through the pain, acknowledging the flaws, the struggles, and she suggests that's actually where we find real strength.
It makes you think, doesn't it, how much
Yeah.
we chase perfection when maybe resilience is built in those cracks.
Yeah, exactly. Like the parts we think are broken are actually key to connecting with others.
Hmm. And she really pushes reflecting on past challenges to see the resilience we already have. Have you found that rings true?
Oh, absolutely. When
Yeah.
you actually stop and look back, you often find strength you didn't realize you had.
Right.
And Ella connects this to, well, community too. Healing isn't just solitary.
Okay. So it's shared.
Yeah, it's a shared human thing. Our struggles can actually connect us, build empathy. Knowing you're not alone is huge.
Yeah, incredibly validating, especially when you feel isolated.
And the overall message feels quite empowering.
Yeah.
Healing is ongoing. It's not a destination.
Always potential for growth, even after the worst of it.
So how do we actually navigate these storms then?
Hmm.
Ella really digs into embracing vulnerability.
Which is often seen as weakness, right?
Right. But she argues it's essential for connection, for being authentic.
It makes you wonder, in a society that values that, stiff upper lip, how do we square that circle?
Well, her argument is pretty compelling. Being transparent, being honest about struggles, that's not weakness. It's actually a declaration of inner strength.
Letting go of that need to always look strong and in control.
Yeah, think about the energy that takes. And what's great is she weaves in her own story.
Oh, right. She shares her own experiences.
Her moments of fear, self-doubt, and how voicing those feelings was a turning point for her. It's a powerful example.
Shows how opening up can actually spark growth and connection, I guess.
Definitely. And that leads straight into the power of community. When we're brave enough to be real, vulnerabilities and all.
It creates space for empathy, for support.
Exactly. It builds those support networks. It's like when you show up authentically, it kind of gives others permission to do the same.
Creates a safer space for everyone.
And think bigger picture, societally. Elle sees to suggest our individual vulnerability can challenge those norms, the ones that value stoicism over real emotion.
So being vulnerable isn't just personal, it can actually ripple outwards.
That's the idea. It fosters more emotional honesty, more connection, maybe on a broader scale.
Wow, so it's not just self-help, it's contributing to a more compassionate world in a way.
Pretty much. By letting go of perfection, letting ourselves be seen, we actually unlock hidden strengths, empowerment.
Okay, so building on vulnerability, she moves into the journey of self-love. And this isn't just bubble baths and chocolates, is it?
No, definitely not superficial self-care. It's presented as a much deeper dive into understanding and nurturing our inner selves.
Going beyond the external stuff, it's about really understanding who we are, listening to that inner voice.
Precisely. That voice that gets drowned out by, well, life.
So how does she suggest we actually do that, practically speaking?
Well, a big part is self-awareness, carving out quiet moments for honest reflection.
Connecting with feelings, hopes, fears.
Yeah, acknowledging them, not pushing them away, creating that internal space where you can actually hear yourself.
And self-love is also framed as like ongoing discovery.
Exploring interests, passions, things that genuinely bring joy and fulfillment. Each step towards embracing what makes you unique strengthens that self-worth.
What about that inner critic, that negative self-talk we all seem to have?
Ah, yes, she tackles that head on. She talks about positive affirmations, using them to gently reshape how we see ourselves.
Practicing self-compassion, basically. Forgiving mistakes, acknowledging strengths.
Exactly. And she gives examples like repeating, I am deserving of love and happiness. Simple but powerful.
And another key piece seems to be boundaries, setting healthy boundaries.
Crucial. Protecting your emotional space lets that authentic self flourish. It's not selfish. It's about replenishing yourself so you can share kindness effectively.
So it's a continuous journey then, not a destination.
Definitely not. Elle makes that very clear. It's an ongoing practice needing kindness, patience.
And the impact. It strengthens relationships, builds resilience for life's storms.
That's the idea. It lays a much stronger foundation for everything else.
Okay, so from nurturing ourselves, she moves into something potentially tougher. Recognizing and releasing toxic relationships. That's a big one.
It really is. And often very challenging, but so important for well-being.
What signs does she point to? How do we know if a relationship is toxic?
Well, she mentions things like manipulation, constant disrespect, emotional unavailability. The usual suspects, maybe?
But she encourages listening to your gut, right? That inner voice again.
Strongly. Trusting those feelings that something isn't right. Recognizing those patterns is the first step to seeing their impact on your self-worth.
And it requires looking inward too, not just at the other person.
Absolutely. Examining how these relationships make you feel. She even suggests journaling about it.
Ah, writing it down to process the emotions.
Exactly. Putting feelings on paper can bring so much clarity. Then she really stresses setting firm boundaries.
As a way to protect yourself. Assert self-respect.
Yes. Without clear boundaries, it's easy to get stuck in those unhealthy cycles.
But letting go is hard. There's often fear, guilt.
She addresses that directly. It's incredibly difficult, even when you know it's harmful. Her advice is self-compassion.
Acknowledge the history, the feelings, but prioritize your own well-being.
Right. And seek support. Don't try to do it alone. Friends, family, professionals.
Having that network makes a
It's
difference.
huge. And she frames releasing these relationships not just as loss, but as making space.
Making space for healthier, nourishing connections.
Exactly. Creating room for relationships that actually uplift you. It's tough, but vital for a healthier life.
It really sounds like it. So another tool Elle highlights is writing itself, right? Writing as a healing tool.
Yeah, and this goes way beyond just, keeping a diary or making lists.
It's more about self-expression, understanding your own journey.
A private space to explore thoughts, emotions, experiences without any judgment.
And the words themselves have power.
That's what she suggests. Writing helps validate emotions, articulate experiences, and can even illuminate the path forward. It can be really cathartic.
Transforming internal stuff into something external you can look at.
Precisely. And she also brings back those positive affirmations within the writing practice.
Ah, okay, so weaving them into journaling.
Yeah. Consciously writing statements of self-worth, hope. It helps rewire negative thought patterns. Like that example, I am deserving of love and happiness.
Right.
Repeating it in writing makes it sink in differently.
And journaling helps with reflection too, looking back.
Definitely. Keeping that record of your inner world. Looking back can show you how far you've come, how resilient you've been. It highlights growth.
And consistency is important, making it a routine.
She emphasizes that. Regular writing, journaling, poetry, whatever works, nurtures the soul. It's like a roadmap through life's complexities.
So it's not just coping, it's almost like an art form, reclaiming your story.
Yeah, reclaiming and reshaping your narrative. It's quite empowering when you think about it.
Okay, so then she brings it all together with reflection and growth, moving forward with purpose, taking the lessons learned, and consciously shaping the future.
Exactly. Reflection isn't just looking back passively. It's active. It's vital for growth, for clarity.
Understanding patterns, gathering wisdom to move forward with intention.
Yes. And growth isn't just about getting through challenges. It's about actively learning from them. She suggests documenting thoughts and feelings during hard times.
Using those reflections as a roadmap for the future, identifying what matters.
Right, and that leads into moving forward with purpose. Setting intentions, using affirmations, taking concrete steps aligned with your values.
Moving from being passive to actively creating the life you want.
And resilience is key here. Not just bouncing back, but embracing change, seeing challenges as opportunities.
Cultivating that flexible mindset.
And part of that is letting go of what no longer serves you.
Old beliefs, unhelpful habits, draining relationships.
Exactly. Releasing the old makes space for the new. Ultimately, this cycle of reflection and growth makes us active participants in our own lives, better equipped for whatever comes next.
Which brings us nicely to the end, the brightness after the rain. A hopeful conclusion.
Very much so. She really emphasizes that sense of hope, the transformation that comes after difficult times.
Highlighting that even after the toughest storms, there's potential for growth, for renewal.
And recognizing our resilience. Adversity can forge this, unbreakable inner strength.
That brightness metaphor is lovely. Hope, joy, fulfillment rising from healing and self-acceptance.
Yeah, a reminder that storms pass, clearer skies come, brighter possibilities emerge.
And we carry the lessons forward. Self-care, healthy relationships, self-love, tools for navigating life.
Absolutely. They become our toolkit for the ups and downs.
So the book leaves you feeling empowered, hopeful.
Definitely. It reinforces that healing is ongoing, dynamic, full of potential and light, leading to this renewed, evolving self.
Before we wrap up, let's touch on a few of those key quotes again. They really capture her message, like, healing is not linear. It's a journey that often takes us down winding paths.
So true. Captures the unpredictability perfectly.
And this one. Sometimes we must give ourselves permission to pause, to breathe, and to let the storm pass before we move forward.
Such a vital reminder about self-compassion, right? Giving yourself that space.
Yeah. And finally, self-love is not a destination, but a continuous practice that nurtures our soul.
A lifelong commitment. Beautifully put.
Okay, so to quickly recap the core ideas from After the Rain.
Well, Elle really highlights the strength and vulnerability, the absolute need for deep self-love, the importance of recognizing and dealing with toxic patterns.
And using writing as this powerful tool for healing and growth.
Right. And it's all framed by this understanding that challenges are inevitable, but they're catalysts for our evolution, for finding our resilience.
And for you, the learner, we really hope this deep dive has given you some valuable insights, maybe some actionable ideas for your own journey of self-discovery and building resilience.
Yeah, a bit of a shortcut to understanding these really important concepts from Elle's work.
So as a final thought to leave you with, maybe consider which storm in your own life has actually led to the most significant personal growth.
Yeah. And flowing from that, what specific practices can you consistently bring into your life to really nurture your inner voice and build that resilience muscle for whatever weather lies ahead?